This is the weekly update dated January 4th, 22 for the 5-minute production incubation engineering project. After a 2-week break for the holidays, the weekly updates are back. Let's begin with a demo of everything that was built in the last 2 or 3 weeks and look at the current state of the project. I'm a GitLab user and I'm creating a new project. Let me create the project from template and I'll select the Node.js Express template. I give my project a name and I create the project. This will initialize for me a project which is a standard Node.js project which contains Express.js source code. Express.js is a very simple web framework to create web applications. You will see that this project comes with a Docker file, and the Docker file exposes the web application on board. I want to deploy this application, so I'll select the Infrastructure Google Cloud menu, and I'll create my first service account. At this point, it's important to note that I'm also a GCP user. I'm authorized and I create my service accounts. If I switch to the Deployments tab, I see Cloud Run and I see the option to configure Cloud Run via a merge request, which will deploy my container-based web app on clusters managed by Google. So let me just hit this button. And this creates for me a new merge request. I'm looking at the form right now, and if I look at the source code or the changes, it has got one commit, and the commit contains a pipeline that includes the build, test, and something called Cloud Run deployment. Okay, let's see what this does. Let me create the MR. You can see the MR is created, a pipeline is executing. Let's have a look. As expected, it has got the build and test and deploy jobs. Build and test are standard. So let me just quickly have a look at deploy to Cloud Run, this job. Let's see what this does. Seems to be running a script called cloudrun.sh. What else can I find out? It seems to be running off a Docker image that is in the Incubation Engineering 5-minute production repository, and it's deployed my web application. Here's the URL. Let's have a look. There you go, my Express web application deployed with just a couple of button clicks right from gitlab.com. Now that we saw the demo, let's recap what we saw. We saw a new project being created in my GitLab instance. For creating the project, I used the Node.js Express template that we have right now. Once the project was created, I was able to fulfill the one-click auth promise by generating service accounts simply through clicking and navigating through. Once these service accounts were generated, I was able to create a deployment pipeline through the one-click config promise. So I just clicked a button that said configure with an MR. It created a pipeline for me, and the branch of the MR, the feature branch, the pipeline was executed and it deployed for me this Node Express application. The user experience was ridiculously simple and boring. Press a few buttons, do a few things, and you have the simplest way to deploy a web application through GitLab. Alright, lovely. This seems to work. I'm able to create my service account credentials and I'm able to use them inside a merge request. So is it ready? What happens next? Two things need to happen. All of these changes that I demonstrated, they live today in a feature branch called Incubation 5-minute production Google Run Configure Cloud Run. So it's a mouthful of a name, but all of these changes live inside a feature branch, and these changes need to be split across smaller MRs and they need to go through the merge process. That means I'll have to refactor, I'll have to write tests and get them approved so that I can merge them into the main GitLab codebase. Based on my past experience of service accounts, this could easily take a month or so. I would say month and a half, something like that. Once that is ready, once everything needed is been merged inside the GitLab codebase, we can talk about a rollout. What I want to do is have a team of trusted testers, many internal, some external, that we will invite. So there will be a Google form where we invite trusted testers, and in maybe next week or the week after in the video I will elaborate more on that process to become a trusted tester. But the idea is to have a bunch of contributors and trusted testers sign up so that we can release this feature for them privately. To be a trusted tester, you need to be a gitlab.com user and you need to be a GCP customer. And you can be a GCP free tier customer as well. That is not a problem. You just need your billing account set up. I will explain all of these details in subsequent videos. But the idea is that trusted testers will be the first to make use of this feature. They will make use of the feature on gitlab.com. And once it is sufficiently ready, we will fix the bugs, we will write some documentation, and we will work on a broader rollout plan. That's the rough direction for the next few weeks and months. It's going to be an exciting time. Have a great week.